Okay, I'm going to show you guys how to do the image using Tinkercad. Tinkercad's an online Autodesk program that is used for 3D design. So to start with, you're just going to go to the website of tinkercad.com. That's Tinkercad.com. You should see a screen that looks like this, and you're going to click on Join Now, because I already have an account, so I don't need to join it, so I won't be able to show you how to go through it. But basically, it'll just guide you through, enter your name, enter your email address. I believe it says birth date. If you want to put up a fake birth date, that's fine with me. You don't have to put your real one in, but include that information and then click Join. Once you are signed up for an account, you'll just go to sign in. You can go ahead and sign in with your Google account too as well. I created the account before we had Google email addresses, so mine's a different way to log in. So you're just going to put in your email once you set up your account. You're going to click on your password and put in your password. And Tinkercad will pop up. Now, when you log in for the very first time, there will be lessons that you'll need to see. And this image right here, that'll probably be what pops up on your screen. I'm going to show you how to get to those lessons too, in case you ever need to refer back to them. And then I'll show you the process of going through them. So if I click on Learn, it gives me some different things as starters, but I'm going to click on Lessons, and it'll give me lessons on how to do different things. I'm going to click See All Lessons, because the 6 basic ones, I'm going to scroll down. You'll see that here's that image I was pointing out to you. So I'm going to start with this one, and it'll actually guide me through the next 6 lessons. So when I click Learn in the Moves, I'm going to reset this. So it's going to tell you Learning the Moves. Let's get started. It has the picture of the image popped up here. Let's move the shapes along the work plane. So I'm going to click Next. It'll say position the shape. I'm gonna have to refresh it. I'm not sure where my image went. All right. Not sure why it's glitching on me a little bit here, but we will try refreshing one more time. There we go. Now I have the images in there. So all you're going to do is follow the instructions. It says just drag the light brown area into the next area. Click next. It'll say congratulations, you've learned how to move your image. You're going to click done and continue. The next lesson is how to use camera controls. So right clicking on your mouse, it tells you over here, you can scroll your wheel to zoom in and out. If you right click on your mouse, you can move your image around. You can also click on the box up in the top here, and it'll guide you to the right side, left side, front, bottom. So those are different ways you can navigate camera controls. When you're done with that, then click done and continue. Next one is going to be creating holes. So it'll bring you through a guideline on how to create holes. I'm going to go ahead and reset this one so it starts back from the beginning again. So you'll see how it gives you a wrench to start off with, and that wrench is kind of a solid spot here. You're going to go ahead and click next, and it gives you a little spot of where to put it. Drag a blue polygon shape into the work plane. So if I scroll down through my basic shapes on the right, I'm going to drag this blue polygon and put it into that shape. Then it tells you, now you are almost done. You have both of your shapes, but you need to group them to remove the whole material. To make this into a hole, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Notice I'm selected on the blue polygon. If I click the hole feature, it kind of gives it a see-through, almost looks like glass. Then what I have to do is I'm just going to drag, or if I hold shift, I can click the wrench and hold shift again. So I have the wrench and the whole polygon together. Then I need to go up top here, see where it says group. I'm going to click on the group button. And what that should do is it should group them together. So I'm going to try this again here. Just having all sorts of difficulties today. Oh, there we go. I just didn't wait long enough. So now when I click off of it, now you'll see how it has that hole cut out. So I guess I couldn't see it because I needed to move it to show you. But it has that hole and it cuts the shape out. So that's using the hole feature. Click next. It says congratulations, you've done it. Scale, copying, and paste. And I'm going to go into this area now. I'm going to reset this. The reason why it shows up that I've done it all, because once you go through it all, it'll say that you've done them if you try to go back and learn them. If you want to redo them, you can just hit reset and it'll give you an option. So this project, you learn how to drag and scale and copy and paste shapes into your work plane. We're going to start with a blank work plane for this project. So here we go. It says add a shape to the work plane. So I'm going to take the cylinder, the orange cylinder, and drag it over and put it into the spot that they asked me to. Now click on the cylinder and drag it over the work plane, drag it into the area outlined in orange. Go ahead and click next. Now let's try one more time. Go ahead and add another cylinder to the work plane. So repeat the process by dragging another cylinder into the work plane and setting it in there. You've got it, great work. Continue to the next step. Now here's the fun part. You're going to scale the orange cylinder you just dragged into the work plane to a height of 15 millimeters. So you can see when I zoom in, it gives me that little orange guideline of where to put it. So now it says click and drag the white dot on the top and drag down to 15. So now you can see I have the same cylinder, but it's a different size. Now I'm going to add a third one. So select the cylinder you want to copy. It doesn't matter which one you select. So this one is just copying something you already have. So let's click on this one. Then press Control V on your keyboard. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, I skipped a step here. Press Control C, that'll copy. Also, if you go up to the top here, it gives you little icons for copy and paste, but Control C will do that. Then I want to go in and press Control V, or I can click this little paste clipboard. I'm going to do Control V. You'll see how it pastes another one. So it just did a copy and a paste of that first cylinder that we put in. Drag it into the new shape into the orange area and click Next. Now it wants you to drag the dot and scale it to a height of 10. It's kind of faint there, but let me get rid of this part here. So when I click on here, it's to the height of 10 because I dragged that one down. Now it asks me to go to the next step. So I'm going to click done here. Next, it's Keyring and Letters. I'm not going to go through the whole process, but I want to show you exactly what it does here. You can create custom keychains and designs. I'm going to reset this one again for you. So start by dragging letters into the red base. I guess it asked me to put a Katie in there, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the K. I'm going to drag it over. So you can just take shapes and you can drag them in to an area, and you don't have to group them together or anything like that. Not sure why it's not letting me take it. Maybe if I copied and pasted it here. So like in the K here, you would go ahead and click and drag each of those letters to fill in the space. To make positioning the letters a little easier, change the snap grid setting from 1.0 to 2.5. What that is down here, if you see the little drop down, there's a snap grid. So when you resize stuff, it'll automatically keep it at these measurements. It suggests that you go to 0.25 to kind of rescale and snap. You can change it however you want. You can also edit the grid, and you can change it from millimeters to inches or bricks, depending on what you're comfortable with. The default will be millimeters for you. It's easy to resize using the black dot on the right. So if I click on here, you can use these black dots and you can resize the image as well. Or if you grab the white ones in the corner, you can resize the image there to get them to fit. You can click and drag your mouse across all the letters to select them. So if I did something like this, it will select everything together. So that was asking me to delete all these. If I don't want these up, I can select them all together and just push delete on my keyboard, and it will get rid of everything that you have selected. Going to the next step now. And the last one is going to be creating dice on a work plane. So I will reset this one. Actually did the keychain again, so I'm going to keep clicking next. Let's click continue to get the dice on a work plane. So this will be the sixth and final tutorial that I would like you to go through. So I'm going to go ahead and reset this so you can see what the beginning looks like. This is a matter of, again, following the instructions. It's going to ask you to start with a die that's almost done, so it already has the main part of it, and you just need to add the 5 and the 6. You can see the 4, the 1, the 2 are already on there. Click next. Just go ahead and follow along those steps. Now when you're all done with those 6 tutorials, you can click on the 9 box here. It'll bring you back to the main menu. Right now you can see all the different designs I've done as demos and little tutorials. But if I click create new design, it'll give me a blank sheet that I can work with. And then I can click and drag items over. I can resize them. I can take with this black triangle and I can lift them up off the work plane. So if I wanted to make kind of a building here with a little bump out, so you can add and put things together. Remember, again, if you're making holes of something, say I wanted this bottom part to be cut out like an arch. I can shrink this down. I can drag it out. And I can turn this into a hole. So just by turning it into a hole doesn't actually cut the image out. Remember, we have to go in and select all those images together. So I selected the hole and the red rectangles. When I group them, it will then cut the hole out the bottom. So just some of the basic things. You can go into basic tools and shapes, text and numbers. You have different characters, different connectors. It just gives you some different options to get some different shapes. Go ahead and read the project guidelines, and you can go ahead and start your 3D Tinkercad design project.